So we will get introduced to the revolve-based feature. And for a revolve-based, we need to have a sketch. And we need to have that sketch need to contain some line which will be used as an axis. So on your book, page 151, we have a sketch that we are going now to make. And you see that that sketch is distant from the axis of revolution. I'm first going to make an axis. I will go underline and choose a center line. And then I'm going to use that center line from the coordinate origin to pull it horizontal. And the length of the center line is irrelevant. Next to that center line, I'm going to put a line. So next to that center line, I'm going to build a line which will be the baseline of my feature. And it will be a line which will go from here, or I can start actually as a rectangle. Let's see what will be the most optimal way. I can start actually as a rectangle, for which I will specify distance from the origin to be a 0.5. I'm going to specify that this line, the vertical line, and the coordinate origin, or the point and point, that they are vertical. And I'm going to specify that the thickness of this rectangle is 0.5 plus 0.75. And we do not have a one dimension here is missing, but let's see if we can inherit that dimension from somewhere. Not really, but we can, yeah, so we can assume that this is like a 1. So 0.5, 175, and 2 1s. So we can specify that the top is a, or we can just put 0.5 and 0.75. So I'm going to put that here. It is 0.5 plus 0.75. 1.25, and the overall length I'm going to make to be 550. And I can constrain also these 2 points. Now, I'm going to make a rectangle in a corner. Which will be 0.5 high, and I'm going to click on a one horizontal and one vertical edge of the rectangle and choose the relationship that they are equal, what will give me the other one to be of the same. Actually, this should be a 0.5 plus 0.5 plus 0.75. Okay, now it is better. Now we are going to go up in a line, and we are going to specify the length of that line to be 1.75. And I'm going to assume that the vertical distance is going to be a 0.5. It is not specified, but kind of looks good from the... Now, in order to create that profile, I will need to mirror what I just made here. So I will use the midpoint center line. I will use the center line, hover over the midpoint, go up, and close the line. Now, I will use the mirror entities. Entities to mirror will be this line, so our, and the 2 lines of the rectangle, and it will be to mirror about my other center. And that creates my profile. That has completed creation of the profile based on the dimensions from the book. Now, I will close the sketch, and I will go to the features. Next to the extrude is the revolve boss, the second most used feature. So I left click on the revolve boss. Axis of revolution, I'm going to choose the horizontal axis. Direction is blind. for 360 degrees, what means if we have less than 360 degree, it will make like a pie. If it is a 360 degree, it will make the full circular profile. And we are going to choose contours. And the contours that we are going to choose are those two. And we click OK. And here is our piece. Here is our piece completely made. And if we click on the cross section, you can see that actually it looks exactly like if we make something on a lathe using that profile. Very powerful feature. If we look back into that feature, what else are the options for a direction? Besides the blind, you can revolve it up until it hits some vertex. So it will be like a pie shape section, which will end at some corner point, or up to hitting the surface, or offset from surface, or for the certain angle mid-plane. However, almost 99% of the time, it will be always blind 360. You can also revolve in two different directions, and the advanced features we will do some other time. So now, let's try to make by yourself this exercise on a page 150 through 153. And then the next thing that we are going to do, we are going to start working when we meet here next time on the chess figures. So in the chess figures, everybody will design his own chess figures based on some features that they like or whatever prefer, you know, like what we did for the keychain, and within a certain size limits, which are specified in our assignments. Okay, so this concludes this demonstration.